Hey guys, what's up? I'm Nicole, and today I'm going to show you guys how I drill holes in my glass cabochons. So here are two examples of pieces that I've made. Let's see here if I can get it to focus. I like that I just sang for you guys. Perfect. Here's one piece that I made, and I wrapped some bare copper wire around it. I think it looks so pretty like this. And here is another piece that I made. This one has tons of depth. It's so pretty. Let's see if I can get this to focus as well. There we go. And I made the hole a little bigger on this piece as well because I wanted this suede to be able to fit through. So if you guys are curious how I drill holes in my glass cabbies, keep watching. And I'll give you guys a list of all the stuff you need. All right, see ya. I am holding the camera with my hands, so I apologize if there's a little bit of camera shake here, but these are the items that you're going to need when you're drilling a hole in your glass cabs. So first things first is I have a Dremel tool here, and this has a diamond core bit tip, and I think you can buy these on Amazon. I have a styrofoam plate. In fact, I think I have two here. Yeah, I have two styrofoam plates, and what I do is I use scissors and I cut a circle around this and I place it inside of this plastic bin, which is something you're gonna need. And this just protects the bottom of the bin for when I cut the hole through the cab. It's kind of like helps it bounce back. I guess that's the best way to say it. I also use a glass of water because I put some water in here and I fill it up right to kind of the top, a little bit over where the cab sits in the water. And then I use Sharpie markers to mark on the cabochons where I'm going to drill the hole. And I'm going to show you guys in a second some of the cabs I'm going to drill a hole in so you can see where I mark them. But I do suggest using probably an acrylic pen to mark because sometimes it's hard for me to see where I'm about to drill. So before I started drilling, I wanted to show you guys a couple of these pieces and maybe show you what I would and would not drill a hole through. So you see the dime here on the table. This dime is kind of close to the size of these cabs, and when it's that small, I have a tendency to prefer putting a bail on it. And this is what a bail looks like. It's just a little piece that goes onto the back of the piece. And this is because since the piece is so small, you don't want to take up a ton of real estate. And so I would prefer to not maybe drill a hole through this piece and just put a silver backing on it. And that goes the same for these two pieces. So these ones are ones I would typically put a hole through. They're a little bit larger, and I'll either wrap some copper wire through them or put a jump ring and put a really pretty pendant piece with them. And what I would do is I just come up to the piece and I decide, how does the piece look on maybe the person's body? Where would it look nice? Would it be better this direction or maybe this direction hanging on their neck? Sorry, I'm like trying to look at the camera and talk to you guys, and I'm not a great multitasker. So once I see that, I would go down here on the piece and I would just put a little tiny dot when I'm ready to drill a hole in the cab. I will move into getting the water in the bowl and we'll get started. So first things first, we have our plastic bowl. We have our two styrofoam plates that we cut and our cabochon with its spot marked. I'm sure you can't see with the camera, but it's marked. So I have my water and I'm just gonna pour it in. And we wanna just like, when we push the cabochon down or the glass down, you wanna be able to kind of cover it, which this is looking good to me. Okay, so when you have your Dremel tool, you want to come in and you want to start your hole at an angle. You don't want to come straight down. I'm not really sure why. I just know that's how I learned and I felt like it was better for me. So I come in at an angle where I know I'm going to be drilling. And then as I'm sort of making my dent, I'll move the drill press up, the Dremel up and I'll go straight down. And as I'm going down, I'm kind of lifting up on the Dremel and water is flushing in through the hole. And this cools down the drilling process. So it makes it go faster and smoother. So I'm gonna get started and hopefully you guys can see okay. I'm gonna come in at an angle. I'm trying to get it so you guys can see as well as possible. And then go straight down, press down, and I lift up slightly just to let water flood into the hole. All right, I'm going to get started. All right, so I personally like to take my time. I don't want to rush it, but we did it. We got a hole in the cabochon. Can you guys see it? Made it through. And so now if I'm gonna put just like a tiny little jump ring through here, it would fit. But I like to wire wrap stuff in there, and so I typically like to have a little bit more space. So I'll go back in with the Dremel, rotate the Dremel around the inside of the hole, which will expand the hole and make it a little bit bigger. So I'm gonna do that, make this hole bigger for what I'm working with. All right, so I moved the Dremel around quite a bit and got that hole a little bit bigger, and this way I can fit suede into it or some copper ring. In fact, I might take this off the tripod so I can show you guys up close. So 1 second. There we go. This is way better. Okay, so here's the piece. I drilled a hole into it and just kind of moved the Dremel bit around a little bit so that it would open that hole up. Here's the back side